Despite claims from the SNP that their council tax freeze will be fully funded, council leaders say it is not, as they call for Holyrood to back off and let them decide local tax rates. Council bosses have demanded the SNP take another look at their budget after their analysis found it fell short of promises and delivers a devastating blow to local authorities. CounciIs, the council body, said, "The Scottish Government has disappointingly failed to recognise that investment in councils is investment in cities, towns and villages across Scotland, and instead of meeting the demands of inflation, it is possible public services will have to be cut." Group President Councillor Shona Morrison said, "CounciIs' initial analysis shows a real terms cut to our revenue and capital spending power, which will leave council services at breaking point, with some having to stop altogether. The budget in its current form could result in service cuts, job losses and an inevitable shift to providing statutory services only. This means potentially losing libraries, leisure centres and all the things that improve our lives." Council chiefs also demanded meaningful negotiations on any funding deal and said they all agree that as it stands in the draft settlement, CounciIs' initial analysis is that the council tax freeze is not fully funded. Ms. Morrison said they are reaffirming their position that the decision on council tax can only be made by each full council, and it is therefore for each individual council to determine their own level of council tax. CounciIs Vice President Stephen Heddle said, "Despite the Verity House agreement rhetoric about working together on shared priorities, it is the same outcome at budget time for local government in reality. The Scottish Government is claiming to protect public services, but are not protecting the essential public services provided by councils. Scotland's councils are key. They deliver your home care, schools, road maintenance, street lighting, leisure and waste services and have been locked out." Deputy First Minister Shona Robertson pledging £13.2 billion to councils as she outlined the budget to Holyrood on Tuesday, which included £144 million to fund a council tax-free. She said, "Let me be clear that this government will fully fund the council tax freeze." Scottish Conservative Shadow Secretary for Finance and Local Government Liz Smith MSP said, "CounciIs' fury at Shona Robertson's disastrous budget is palpable and entirely justified. It speaks volumes that even SNP councillors are saying local authority-provided services are at breaking point and that the council tax freeze has not been fully funded by ministers. Once again, our councils have been treated with contempt by an SNP government that expects them to work miracles. This brutal underfunding cannot continue." Deputy First Minister Ms. Robertson said, "The Scottish budget includes record funding of over £14 billion for councils in 2024-25, a real terms increase of 4.3% compared with this year's budget, should they agree to freeze council tax. This represents an increase to local authorities' overall share of the budget, in recognition of the crucial role they play to Scotland's community. The Scottish Government is happy to meet with CounciIs to discuss their concerns.